What's up, guys? This is Martin here from Ipkodia, coming to you once again from beautiful nature here in Poland. I've been enjoying this trip so far. I actually found this cool river right here. I've been here for the past 20-30 minutes and it's lovely here. It's so quiet and peaceful. It's calm and collected. Nothing interrupts me, and I can really get in touch with the higher powers, the higher intelligence from God, the universe, and I love it, okay? So today I'm going to talk to you about overthinking and procrastination, how we can get rid of all these things altogether, because they're linked, okay? And to really give you guys a clear understanding of this problem, we have to understand 2 points here. We have to understand how the human body works, especially the mind, and how it reacts to fear. And second, we also have to understand how we can use that fear to our advantage. And I used to deal with this for a long time in my own life. I had a lot of approach anxiety when it came to girls. I was afraid of putting myself on camera. I was fucking terrified of that shit. I thought I would never do this thing, but apparently I'm doing it because I pushed myself through that pain. I've built a pretty good body myself. I've started my own business, started this channel, and life has been going pretty well so far. So I'm gonna give you guys this little mindset shift that all of you need. So we as humans, there's really only 2 forces that we're motivated by. We're either motivated by pleasure or pain. That's it. We either want to go towards pleasure or we want to avoid pain. Most human beings would much rather avoid pain. And that's the most powerful motivator, in my opinion. Because we're not really that motivated by pleasure. Obviously, a lot of human beings are. That's why they take and indulge in things such as alcohol, drugs, sex, porn. You know, they have the dopamine levels, they have their dopamine spikes and all that shit. But also, we're very much afraid of failure. We're very much afraid of pain, losing, and moments of sadness, really. So, how do you get rid of all that? Because I used to do a lot of exercises when it came to this, and none of them really worked until I was able to really flip the lever in my mind. So, the only thing that I can tell you guys to really get rid of this is to think about what is the worst possible thing that can happen when you do take that risk. Let me give you guys a couple of examples. What is the worst possible thing that can happen if you approach that girl of your dreams? If you do ask her out for a date, what is the worst thing that can happen? She's gonna say no? Well, big deal. There's 4 billion other girls just like her. She's not that special. She just has a nice push-up bra, she has a ton of makeup, and she has some nice yoga pants. That's the only thing that makes her different from all the other girls. Believe me. There's a ton of girls just like her. So before you get it in your mind that, oh, she's the only girl in the world, I'm never gonna meet a girl like her, bullshit. You will. Or maybe you're afraid of starting that new business. You're afraid of getting rid of that 9-to-5 mentality, and you want to get a lot of money. You want to make something out of yourself. You want to get rid of you want to get out of the rat race. Well, what is the worst possible thing that can happen when you do take that risk? Okay, you may have to live with your parents, with your family members. You may have to live in a poor apartment, in a cheap apartment, okay? You may have to live below your means. You may have to take the bus instead of driving a cool car. You may have to stop eating out. You may have to buy cheap food, and that's totally okay. You have to sacrifice for your dreams. You have to live 5 to 10 years in pain so you can have an amazing life for the rest of your life. Is that really the worst thing? You're going to have to sleep on another couch? Really? That's really the worst thing that can happen. What is the worst thing that can happen if you start going to the gym? Okay, you're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to be weak. You're going to be fat. You're going to be skinny. People are going to make fun of you for having poor form. But is that really it? Is that the worst possible thing? Yeah. People are going to forget about you. Or maybe you're afraid of what other people think of you. Like, guys, for real, I'm being real here. Most people do not care. most people, 99.9% of people that you're going to meet on a daily basis do not care about you. They will, may give you a stare, or they may think some negative thoughts about you when they see that you're doing something outside the norm, but they really don't care. They don't fucking care. Same thing if you want to apply for a higher job position. You want to take a different career path from what your parents wanted you to do. There's going to be fear, there's going to be doubt, you're going to question yourself, you're going to be like, oh my God, am I really doing the right thing? But what is the worst thing that can happen if you do take a different career path from your parents? Well, at least you're going to be different. At least you're going to have a skill that no one else in your family has, that nobody has. And at least you're not afraid to take that risk. At least you have the balls to go to a different path in life. You're not afraid of that shit. And that's really it. What is the worst thing that can happen if you do decide to buy a more expensive car because you're afraid to spend your money? Maybe you've made your money already, or you're rich and you're afraid of buying expensive things because people, the poor people of the world, they say that, oh, you shouldn't be materialistic, they will judge you and all that shit. What is the worst thing that can happen? Okay, at least you get to sleep in your Lamborghini or your Bugatti while everybody else is crying in their bus. Crying in a bus. Wow, I heard that one quote when I was a lot younger. It's much better to cry in a Bugatti than on a bus, because that's why a Bugatti has 2 seats and a bus has 60 seats. Mind-blowing, right? I know. But really, in my opinion, the only thing that really worked for me was when I was able to just look at the worst possible outcome and really tell myself if that's an acceptable risk, because it is in most cases. Unless it's a stupid risk, like, I don't know, jumping out of a plane or jumping out of the Eiffel Tower without a parachute. I mean, that's a stupid risk, okay? That's a moronic risk. Or maybe maybe you want to swim with the polar bears. Okay, that's terrible, okay? Don't do that. Or maybe you want to live with lions. That's another moronic risk. Don't do that. You're going to lose your life. But if you do take these intelligent risks, especially when you're young, because when you're young, that's when you have the most power. That's when you have the most energy. You're the most resourceful. You have the most vitality. Your creativity is at its peak, and you're not afraid of anything. So really, ask yourself, what is the worst thing that can happen with this? Really, and take some time to analyze this. Give it at least 5 to 10 minutes. Whatever fears you guys have. I used to be afraid of sending video DMs to my potential clients. Like when I was pitching my products, I used to be fucking terrified of that shit. I used to record myself with my phone for 60 seconds. And guys, believe me, I was afraid of sending these video messages to my prospects. This video pitch that I recorded. But I'm no longer afraid of it. Because I used to think, what is the worst thing that can happen? Yeah, some people might judge me. Some people might think that I'm weird, that I have a different accent, that I'm young and all that, and all these things. But at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter what people think of you. What matters is that you keep growing and that you keep taking risks, intelligent risks, and you keep elevating your standards. You keep improving yourself. That's why personal development will solve most of your problems. It's an application issue. You're not doing what's actually working. You're giving up too quickly. You're afraid of taking the first step, which is what most people are doing. They're afraid of taking that leap of faith because they're scared of being judged. They're scared of what their girl, their man is going to think of them, what their parents are going to think of them, what their children are going to think. People are going to create all these types of assumptions about you. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is how you feel about yourself. That's the only thing that matters on this planet. That's it. Because everybody else has their own rules, their own set of living, their own way of living. So don't compare yourself to anyone. It doesn't fucking matter. Everyone is different. There's something unique about you. I can promise you that. Every single one of you who's watching this has a gift that nobody else has. And you have to discover it. You have to really flourish with it. You have to put it into fruition. You have to let it blossom. But a lot of you guys are not. A lot of you guys are afraid. You will never take that risk. So I don't know why. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. Just take that risk. Because it's usually the decision. It's usually the picking that we have the most problems with. And I did make this video a couple of weeks ago about fear and how do you get rid of fear. And it's the thing that we're afraid of the most is the picking part, making that decision, because we create the story in our mind about this monster that's gonna overpower us. That fear, right? That negative self-talk, that doubt, that weakness, and that it's gonna overpower us. But it's all in our minds. When we do take the decision and we tell ourselves, no, I am fucking doing this shit. I don't fucking care what anyone thinks of me. I'm going all in with this. I'm doing it. Period. I don't care if I have to live under a bridge. I don't care if I have to go through this and that. I don't care if people are going to criticize me online. I don't care if I'm going to be laughed at. I don't fucking care. The only thing that matters is that I love myself. That's the only thing that matters. And you know what? Let's flip the script here. Think about all the good things that will happen if you do take that risk and you become successful. Pretty cool, right? You will have a totally different life from everyone else, because everybody else is always waiting. They're always looking for the hack, the trick. They're always procrastinating on making that life-altering decision. They're afraid of the hard conversations. But that's what it comes down to. Really analyze the worst possible thing that can happen. The worst possible outcome. The worst possible result if you do take that risk. If it fails, if it doesn't work out, pick yourself up. Learn from a mentor. Learn from someone who's been where you want to be. And go for it. And be consistent, have the right plan, and never give up. Never, never, ever, never, ever give up. You guys deserve it. Whew. So, that's about it. I'm ending the video right here, because I've talked way too fucking much. And yeah, it's been a wonderful day. It's a cool boat right here. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.